Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. I've learned to respect the power of love. I've learned to respect the power of love. My grandson told me love is the greatest power. This come out of an 8-year-old. Love is the greatest power. See, that's why I'm telling you about these children, honey. These children are smart. They have a lot of wisdom, and we need to listen to them because we can learn a thing or two from our children. They can tell us some things. We just got to listen to them. Sometimes, see, when they know you listening to them, they like to try to test you, like to try to go there, like to try, okay, I'm going to talk like I'm an adult, this adult to adult, but you got to let them know, hey, look, you still got to grow, and I'm responsible for you, I'm responsible for you until you turn 18. You may think you grown, but you ain't grown up in here. That's what my mama told me, honey. I couldn't wait till I turned 18. She said, when you turn 18, you grown. You do what you want to do. Honey, I used to count on my fingers when I turned 18. I got 4 more years. I can do what I want to do. But honey, I turned 18 in her house. And the message, it was different. Yeah, you grown, but you ain't grown up in here. I'm grown up in here. I run this up in here. When you get on your own, then you grown. Oh, so the message done changed. So I can't do what I want to do up in here in your house. No, you can't. So I learned, honey, and hurry up and got on up out of there and volunteered myself somewhere. And never again volunteer yourself. Not for me, no, I'm volunteering for the Lord. See, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for God. I'm not here for my country, 'tis of thee. I'm here for God. That's why God sent me. That's why I'm here. That's why anything I ever tried to do beside bus driving, it didn't work out. See, because I was supposed to get up there and be quiet. God had to work for me. God was molding me and shaping me. He the potter and I'm the clay. And God was fixing me for his way. God was making me be still, peace, be still, sit up there and be quiet. I'm doing a work for you, in you, about you, in my will. I'm working something out for you, and you going to be growing for the breakthrough. See, you don't even know. Just sit up there and be quiet. Passenger say something to you, speak to you, whatever. They already done told you if the people get on the bus and ain't got the money, let them ride. Why you want to act? And wasn't none of me, honey. When they told me that, it wasn't no arguing. I ain't going to argue with you. You ain't got it, get on the bus. That's what they told me to do. If they ain't got it, let them ride. Who are you to turn away, the flow of God? You don't know what this person going through. You don't know what this person dealing with. And I've seen them drive by and pass them up at the bus stop, or see them running for the bus and keep on going. How could you be so evil? How could you be so cruel? This the only way this person got to get around is on the bus. The bus don't even belong to you, but you act like it do. You act like the money going in your pocket. The money ain't going in your pocket. Really, the money ain't even going into the bus company pocket. It's going back into the community, back to the people. The people need this service. The people need this ride. They trying to get back and forth. I see, I understand we got somebody on there that clown with you because people gonna clown with you. Honey, I just thank the Lord. I had that express run and that first run. I just ain't never had no problem like that. I just let people ride, get on, just go on, get on. They told me, don't worry about the money. I knew when that woman got on the bus, she dropped in there a whole bunch of pennies. That's when we had the old fare box. She dropped a whole bunch of pennies. I knew it wasn't a fare, but I just let her ride anyway. Just go ahead on, honey. I ain't getting ready to interrupt it. I ain't getting ready to be a part of the spiritual warfare. They told me what they told me, so that's part of my job, to let you ride. I'm just here to drive the bus. That's it. You want to have a nice conversation? We can have a nice conversation, but honey, other than that, we going to keep it moving. Destination up ahead, greatness. Who are you to interfere with the flow of God? Who are you to stop what God got going on, the flow aside? We got the side within us. We got to take the rain that came and grow. The legacies are here with us, honey. They growing with us. And we breaking through that great celebrity ring. We breaking through some things, honey. We gonna rise up. We coming through for the breakthrough. This love soul train coming through, honey. Love, peace, and soul each and every day. That's what you go with for a better way. We got to. We got to grow in God, honey. We got to grow for a better way. We got to rise up there. So look, I got to tell these celebrities, honey, I gotta let them know, hey, look, it's God's will on earth as it is in heaven. What you got and what all this and that, these other things you got bling bling, everything. You got the money going on. You holding up the money up there on the Instagram, fam. You got it just like a great big fan. You don't just got the money fan. I'm about to tell you what, read the money. Look what's on the money. In God we trust, honey. That's what's on the money. You gonna keep on growing for God. You ain't growing here for the spiritual warfare. You ain't growing for the things out there. You growing for God. You are here for God. See, that's why I'm saying evil is here to steal, kill, and destroy. And people allow evil to use them. Just like the legend that was just lost again. Just here we go again. Another one fell by oppression. But I'm going to tell you something. We're going to carry the legacies and we're going to carry on. We can't focus on the oppression. Yeah, we know it's there. We see it there. We know it's there when you step outside there. You see something coming at you there. You know when the telephone ring, half the time it's calling about some oppression going on. Something else to bring, to take you down and make you sad. The oppression turns to depression. Just take us up out of here. Take away all the joy, all the peace, all the happiness. You was glad, now you mad. Ain't it funny how the way you feel shows on your face? Well, put a smile there, honey, and let that set your pace. Put a smile there, each and every day as we going in, get out the rat race. Stay in your lane. Stay in the lane of righteousness. Keep up with the flow of God. When you got the green light, make sure everybody know you got the green light before you step off in there, honey, because you never know. You might step off in some spiritual warfare. Some sad stuff going on in the world. Very sad things. We don't know why. It's just oppression. And the oppression affects us all. It don't matter who you are, where you at, what you got. You can see that. You can't even walk nowhere. You can't go nowhere. Can't do nothing. Somebody out to get you, honey. It's somebody out to get you who may not even know nothing about you. Just heard what they heard. They heard this. They heard that. May not even have no kind of vendetta against you, but some evil sent them your way. Told them this, told them that. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. These rappers, honey, I need these rappers. I mean, these people, just coming up against each other. Just out here to steal, kill, and destroy. If that means to take a life, it means to take a life. And you don't even blink twice. You don't even think twice. There you go. You can shot the trigger. It's over with. People can allow evil to use them. People can allow evil to use them. Grow began in a haunted house in the midst of evil. So God could show me evil has no power over you except what you allow it to. So when he asked me to turn my back on God and grow, and I told him no, he turned and went on his heel. He had to go. See, because he had no more power over me. God had the power. God now had the power. So I know. Now I see you want to just sit up here and argue back and forth so you can have a reason to go out. So you can have a reason. See, because he had ran out of reasons. The reason that we're here, yeah, he ran out of reasons, honey. He ran out of reasons in there. Because, see, I had stopped arguing with him. I stopped drinking, stopped arguing with him. Wasn't nothing else to argue about. Then he started bringing up old stuff. Well, no, you don't do it now, but you used to. Well, I'm telling him, I can't fight the past. I can't fight who I used to be. That's why I say, thank you, past. Thank your past. That's why I was telling him. See, he didn't like me running my mouth. I was doing it on the podcast. Then I started telling him right. He ain't like that, He want one that's going to do what Paul said. Shut up, be quiet, be seen and not heard. Here, I lead you around. I tell you what to do. I put on the clothes on you what I want to put on you. When he walked in there and seen me with that afro, honey, he just about ran up out of there. He was so scared when he saw me with that afro. He went upstairs and told my daughter, your mama down there talking to spirits. And, honey, she didn't tell him she was too. See, we talk to the Holy Spirit, the godly spirit that is within us, that tell us the right thing to do. Turn from the wicked ways and be a servant of righteousness. Be a servant unto the Lord. So, honey, yeah, I had picked that out for all because this is who I am. This is who God made me. God didn't tell me go hide up under no wig. This is who I am, honey. This is me. All curled up, everything napped up, wrapped up. This is me. And I'm dressed the way I want to be. Pretty much, coinciding with what he like, different stuff, but because he likes me to dress conservatively anyway. And that's the way I like dressing. I like being me, just being comfortable. I don't like being all tight, tied up, knotted up, gotta suck this in and all that. I just like being free, just being the free, real me. This is me, this is who God made me. This is who I am, so, I had to go. He wanted something different. He wanted somebody who gonna bow down. And them bowing down days are over with, honey. I reign. I'm a queen. Queen is in my name. That's why I tell him. Queen is in my name, honey. Look, no. The blind lead the blind. We're going to turn this around a little bit. See, because you doing some different things. You all trying to lead me off in the ditch. I ain't going. God ain't even going to let me go, honey. You see, I'm rising. I'm growing. I'm lifting. I'm sowing. So now we can't turn back and go back the evil way. We can't go back that way, going back for an evil way, back with the police, all this other stuff. The police coming to the house because he want to clown, act a fool with me. He tried, honey. He really tried. He tried to get me to hit him. Tried to get me to go there. And he got slapped once. And that was it. But people try to get you to go there with them, and so you can go to jail, and honey, I'm tell you something. You got to get out of them toxic. You got to know when it's time to go. You got to know. Kenny Rogers told us so. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And you need to count your money when you're sitting at the table. So I stood there in front of him, honey. Look, this is what let me lay my cards on the table. You gonna lay yours? Okay, let's lay it out. And we gonna see who gonna win. I won, honey. I won. The house won it all because he turned around and walked out the door. But honey, it was time to go. It was time, because he gonna keep coming back and forth, all that. So I had to go. I had to know when to hold him and fold him and when to run. It was time to go. You hear me? Go and grow. Had to go grow in God, honey. Can't grow around that, that foolishness, that spiritual warfare there. God bless that house. That's the house where grow came out of. It don't look so hot on the outside, but when you walk on the inside, it's a nice house. Until you realize it's possessed by evil all up in there, living with evil. But evil had no power over me. Look at me growing in God. Here I am a year later, out the haunted house, in the lighthouse and with some other things. But look, now I know, I'm growing in God. God told me to grow. God told me to sow. Yeah, the spirits are out there. They there. Evil goes off in folks. Folks let evil use them and folks will let God use them. Look, we going to let God use us. We in the battle. Yeah, we in the battle. We got some battle scars. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be a warrior on top for God. You're going to come through. You may have some battle scars on you, but just keep on growing through for the breakthrough. We're going to keep on because we coming through. We're going to pull through. Just like you're down in some quicksand. You're going to come out. We're going to lift you up. Give me a hand. We're going to pull you up. God got you. God got the harness on you, honey. You ain't going nowhere. God got you. And either way it go, God got you. Just let go and let God. God got you. God got the best paid, best laid plans for you. All you got to do is trust God. In God we trust. In God we must grow. We have to, honey. They had an epiphany. And they knew, he said, I'm going to put this on the money. I'm going to put this on every dollar, dime, nickel, and quarter it is. Penny is even going on the penny, sir. It's even going on the penny. The penny's so small, though. Sir. It's going. You better make room. Put it on the penny. I want it on every piece of currency that they see. They gonna know that that's the breakthrough for thee. Is God. In God we trust. So look, I got this change in my pocket. I can look at every single one. In God we trust is on the money, honey. So keep on growing in God. Cause honey. When you're godly. And honey, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't just trust God with the money. Trust God with your life, honey. Keep on growing in God. Grab God. You got the sod. Take the rain that came and grow. Here we grow around the world. I'm telling you, we're going to grow in God, honey. We're going to keep growing in God. Grab that sod. You got it. It's down in there. You done pile some all other stuff on top of there. But I'm telling you something. Take that, move that out the way. Push that stuff on off of you. Just like a great mountain. That old stuff gonna slough off. Push that all off of you and rise up in God, honey. Rise up in God. And while you rising, hey, do something. While you rising, you got the rod and the staff anyway. They comfort you for a better way. So while you're rising up, link up, lock up with a couple of other warriors and have them link up and lock up too. We're going to grow in God for the breakthrough. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. I don't know what you heard. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. Hey, you over there doing some evil and foolishness in the spiritual warfare. Come on up out of there. Because look, I got a message to tell you. I got something to tell you. Somebody told me to deliver this message. Hey, no, not about that. No, it ain't about that either. It's about this. Listen here. God said this. Thus said the Lord, peace be still. Can you be still for a minute so I can tell you something? Just be quiet. Shh, be quiet. I got something to tell you. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. So I don't care what they said. I don't care what they told you to go do. I don't care what you thought you knew. God's will shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. We growing in God for the breakthrough. So run tell that. Run tell that. Go tell that. Go tell them that. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, and he coming. He moving right now, moving within you. Let go and let God, and you can get the breakthrough too. Run tell that. Run tell it all. Go tell it on the mountain. Go tell, before you get to slip and fall. Before you fall down there in the spiritual warfare, honey, it's everywhere. Oppression is everywhere. It's all around us, but it's up to us. We tired. We done had enough. It's time to grow. It's time to rise. It's time to sow. Look, we sit out and look at it, just evil everywhere. Everywhere. All in the news part of the cycle, the news part of the evil. They go all the way to Afghanistan just to report on a story from a little girl and an old man. Want to come and take the little girl for his wife, and instead of the news story paying to help the family, they go and be a part of the foolishness, to film it for everybody to watch. To watch a man come drag a little girl from her family, her friends, her life that she has known, so he can have a wife, a 9-year-old. He can go find somebody his own age, but he want a 9-year-old. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. You can't even wrap your head around it. It's so much. That's why I got to. Honey, it'll take me out of here. I wanted to go, but God said no. God said grow. God said so. I'm sick of it too. I was sick and tired, but God said, now it's time to do something. We're getting ready to rise like the great big tide. We're getting ready to flush out all this evil. Just getting ready to be flushed out. Love, not hate, will make the world great. We're going to flush it out with love. The rain that came, we got the side from God, and we're going to grow. There. I'm sowing seeds of love everywhere. I'm throwing them, honey. I'm throwing seeds of love, screaming out the window. Grow all over the world. Just grow. Just grow, grow, grow. Keep growing. Keep growing in God, kings and queens. We ought to keep us of the dream. And we're going to roll on with this soul train. We're going to keep on rolling on till we break through that great celebrity ring. We coming through. We chipping away. I'm coming up. We coming through, honey, chipping away at it. But I'm steady sowing seeds of love all out there. And I'm going to keep up with the Kardashians. I'm going to keep up with them too. Because see, Robert Kardashian is growing with us too. The spirit and the legacy that is growing with us too. So I got to keep up with them. I made a promise. I'm going to keep up with them. Thank goodness I check in with the news source to keep up with them a lot too. So I can keep up with them that way. I hadn't been keeping up with them, but I am, for a better way. We growing for a better way. We are. And I want to tell that queen something, she trying and trying and trying. She is. She out there trying, doing her thing. And I appreciate all that Kim Kardashian is doing. I truly do. And even if she don't pass their bar, as she keeps on growing in God, When she looks into her Father's eyes, she has passed the bar. When she looks into God's eyes, she has passed the bar. All we got to do, keep on striving for the breakthrough. Just trying to do and be the best you that you can be. And she out there trying, honey. She trying to set them free. The wrongfully in prison, the wrongfully there. She trying to get them up out of there. And I appreciate all that she does. Everyone who works in civil rights, everyone who trying. The faces of the civil rights movement is a lot of faces, honey. It's a lot of faces. The ones who fail and the ones who would keep trying to fail the oppression. We trying to fail the oppression. That we trying to do. Not have the oppression fail no more, to get the evil breakthrough. We trying to get the breakthrough for the Lord, for God's kingdom building purpose. And we going to keep on growing on. We in the battle, but the battle belongs to God. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. I love you. Let's rise.